I'll just do an intro and shit, and then fucking. It always feels natural practicing it and then doing it. What's up, everybody? This is Amiibro Podcast 2, Episode 2, with our boy Tony.
What's up?
Like I said, this is just a time capsule for all of us, just to have like a memory of like where we are at this age, and then when we're old and shit, we'll see if we changed or didn't change. The first question that I have for you, Tony, is: are you still in Dogecoin?
Okay. So you're not even, like, I'm Tony. You're not gonna no introduction or anything.
I don't, dude.
I'm Tony.
I don't mean it.
I've known Chin since like high school, but like he thought
of that.
to
do the intro. Keep going. Sorry.
So like he thought I was like, hello, like a 40-year-old guy or something.
Yeah.
We went fishing between like a mutual friend.
Pretty confident.
And then he meets me. He's like, oh, he's just like some fucking snot-nosed kid like me, high schooler.
I didn't use those words, but
I'm translating not directly.
Yeah.
But I keep looking at the fucking
yeah,
camera.
no, I know.
So,
it's all good.
Anyway, so what were your like first impressions on me?
Well, the first impression
before we get to Denny's and I eat the white chocolate balls.
Well, you were Tony. I'll say that. Like, it seemed like, well, you were initially quiet, but I was just new. And then the thing was that I was hanging out with Connor and Andrew. This shit's echoing, which it wasn't doing last time. But it was me, Andrew, Connor. We would always hang out, and then I never heard of you for a minute. So that's why initially I was just like, you have to be older. Because then he said that he lived in your cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And I was just like, there's no way he's our age, because it doesn't seem like,
he
why
would be
have I
kicking
not?
it with us.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. I was like, there's no
Typical
way.
Andrew.
And then eventually he was talking about like fantasy football, and never fucking heard of it at the time. And then they were like talking about you, like, fuck you with the commissioner and shit. And then because my dad played fantasy football and like he's older and shit, and I never knew anyone my age playing fantasy football, I just assumed because you ran it, I was like maybe he's just like this older dude, like either like 2 years or like 10, Okay. But I either like either or, but you're just older, I thought. And so I thought you just like invited Andrew Connor into the league or whatever. But mainly the main reason was because you weren't like, I just never met you at the time, so I just never knew, and I just assumed because you lived in the fucking cul-de-sac. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty funny like how things work out, because it's ended up now like we got our group now. Yeah,
separate from like the people who introduced us.
Yeah.
It's funny because like they introduced you, like they told me about you, like, yeah, he's the guy who like gives us rides when we go fishing.
That's basically how there was a dude. Yeah, that's another story.
So like, all right, cool. But then like you were actually like dope, so it's like cool.
So it worked out. Yeah. But
so Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Yeah, no, I didn't think about intros, dude, with Dom and shit. That's what I was saying. Like, it's just like awkward because I don't know how to do.
I just like I don't watch podcasts, but I know it's like here like today this guest we have is.
I think the problem is because like, again, I'm not thinking of an audience, so like I don't think
that's
like,
true, because like we're just like gonna see ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
so. Okay. But yeah, no, I'll keep that in mind. We will keep improving day to day.
Yeah. So Dogecoin.
Yeah.
I think I got mostly out at like 8 cents or something like that.
So you did sell at 8 cents?
I sold
when
it
came back up?
Yeah, when it came back up, like the second time. I sold it at 8. I made like, I invested, because Michelle, my sister, she's the one who like initially got into it, and she got in at 2. That's
I was, dude, yeah, keep going though, I'll tell you.
And so she made, I don't know how much she made like a profit of like $1,600, right?
Yeah.
And then I made a profit of like, $350.
Yeah.
But like I made a profit of $350. I made a profit of like $1,350.
Okay.
But like the original grand, like I reinvested in it.
Yeah.
And then I got it back out, and so in total it was like I don't know, 1,500 maybe. Because like I took out and then put back in, and then from that, and then I just like quit. So I left like I don't know how many weeks ago. It's been a minute now.
Do you do taxes, by the way?
I do not.
Okay, so now you gotta do taxes because you made over $600. By the way,
is it 600?
So yeah, so it's the 600 rule. So like DoorDash, if you make more than 600, you have to file it for taxes.
Isn't it like?
Whatever. Well, yeah. I have to file taxes for all my shit, and I piss off the tax person.
Oh, but it wasn't under my account.
Oh, okay.
Because my Robinhood was like, it wouldn't.
Okay, yeah, if it's not associated with your account, then.
So like, my sister has to do fucking taxes.
Yeah, she got to do taxes. Yeah. But so.
She's already doing that shit.
Yeah, no, so initially with Dogecoin, there was the GME happening, And like I've been trading for 3
dude.
years.
Alright, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
No,
I was
like,
gonna let you talk.
So like, I was all in on GME.
Yeah.
And then my sister was like, "No, Dogecoin." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here with that shit."
In the long run, though, Dogecoin gave you the most return. Like
I mean, like it was definitely the most bang for your buck for sure. But I'm still in on GME. It's kind of bounced back because I have to.
There you go.
I have to. Okay, so I bought in at 300, so I'm waiting for it to come back and pass me so we can go to the fucking moon.
I would be just safe. But so the reason why GME was a big deal is because I've been trading for 3 years and day trade and all that, and I've seen patterns and stuff. The interesting aspect is people make money going up and down. So it's like you can make money by making the stock go down and make money going up. So bears, bulls. So the interesting part about GME was everyone was a bear and everyone was willing to trust each other. Like in the Reddit that made that shit go up fast, they called each other retards because they are retards for like literally trusting strangers. Yeah. And so I got so excited thinking like, fuck, like I've never seen this happen before where everyone's trusting each other. And like, you know, I was a believer of it too because again, never seen anybody like I've seen pump and dumps happen in a day, but I've never seen pump and dumps just gradually grow and grow. So I did an all-nighter. I trusted that, you know, I missed out on GME, but because they did that, I know that the other stocks are going to do that. So I did Nokia, BlackBerry, AMC, and then I just day traded it for that day, and I doubled my account. So I made 2,800, and then it dipped, and I sold at 2,300. But then when you were in Dogecoin, I was skeptical because I just don't like Bitcoin. Or sorry, I was skeptical of crypto before I even knew. I
was like, fucking crypto, get the fuck out of here.
Well, like Nehemiah told us, and I was like I never heard Nehemiah ever talk about stocks, and it was just, again, pump ups are sketchy, especially penny. However, it was very low. He was at 2 cents too, and I should have fucking, you know,
just whatever.
I should have just done it, you know. But the reason why is because crypto don't have stop losses or anything. Mm-hmm. So like when I day trade, I like to it's all day. I like to buy it and then make a stop loss, and then that way it will sell without me even like knowing. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what gave it away or put it away, and then ironically enough that day it happened. Yeah. But anyways, when I knew that you were in, and then you were at 8 cents. The reason why I kept preaching to you is
I was at 2 cents.
Or 2 cents, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the reason why I kept preaching to you is because when pump and dumps happen, it wasn't that I was telling you to sell because I know it's gonna dump. It's because it wasn't that I was telling you to sell because I actually just lost track of that. Let me just say it this way. I just knew that it was gonna drop because of the way the pattern was working, and like the way, so like if it keeps going up parabolic, it's gonna go up. But once it starts consolidating, if it consolidates for 5 minutes to 15 minutes, it usually goes up. But if it consolidates longer than that, statistically it goes down. So that's why I kept telling you, because like you could have sold then, preach there, but like as long as you didn't lose money, because that's also I didn't know.
It ended up being the same as that night because like it was like 8, right? Like that was the high point.
8 and then went down. Well, that's the thing because Dogecoin
it went back down, but like I rode it all the way to like the second peak.
Yeah. Because that's also the thing is like what is happening right now, dude. Like
it's crazy. I've been looking into it. It's like fucking insane.
Never
like,
happened before, bro.
So like I'm all in on GME right now.
Bro. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, let's take down the system. Like
just have a stop loss.
But like it's fucked up with the market manipulation and all
like
that.
But no, it's not. We're that's the thing. Bro.
Well, yeah,
we are doing that now. But
it's not cool how like they can like just shut off all trading just cause.
Well, so. The reason why I understand it's justified is because
I guess they don't want to break the economy too.
That's why they do it, is because we trade to make money. We don't necessarily trade because we believe in the company, but the stock market initially exists because we're supposed to invest our money into something we believe in, and it's supposed to. Well, I'm just saying, like day trading wasn't supposed to be a thing. It's allowed because there's no necessarily there's no rule set in stone that's against it. But what we do as day traders with liquidation isn't supposed to happen. So they let it slide. But if it gets too liquidated and it's free money like GME, like they have to take matters into their own hands.
I don't think they have to because day traders they lose money like every fucking day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel it's more like the hedge funds protecting themselves. Then it's not that I'm fucking. Well, educated on this subject because I'm all just on GME and that's kind of all I know is retard knowledge.
Yeah,
so, So like basically like it's not like I'm gonna become a daytime trader or whatever.
If you want, I could teach you, but
I don't really, like I'm just kind of in for this ride, and then like I'm out, and then
Yeah.
if I make money, that's cool. If not, then whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems kind of like the deck is definitely stacked against
it is
the
stacked
common man.
It is stacked against us predominantly not because it's not that they control the market. They do, but
They can definitely influence.
But it's because they just have more capital. That's how they control the market. So it's not like they literally control the game. It's just like they got like
with it, with
you know, it's
have.
like a baseball team, and they just have the money, and our team doesn't.
Yeah.
So like that's just kind of how it is.
Kind of like the short attack or whatever. Where,
yeah.
Well,
they make the most money shorting.
No, yeah. But like but like for like to drive it down the price of like GME because their options or whatever were expiring, they want it like to drop.
Yeah.
I'm sure the listeners are very informed with this issue, but yeah, like what I'm saying is like they have the money to just like be like fucking just sell everything, and then like that makes it like a dip, and then buy it all back, and then like you know what as compared to like us, who like even if we have like 1,000 shares of something like that, no matter like that type, our volume is nothing compared to them.
Yeah,
like we cannot like influence the market that the same way.
Yeah, and they have algorithms and stuff. So the algorithms too. So it's manipulated, but the algorithms, which they literally just program robots to just buy at certain patterns. So that's what I'm learning right now is because the algorithms are kind of manipulating it, but if you're aware of the algorithms and how they work, you can just work with them. So it's like if you can't beat them, you can join them, and that's kind of.
It's kind of like the shitheads at DraftKings who like just fucking make every combination possible, so like they end up like winning out.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I was. That's what I did.
I hate that shit.
But it works.
but like it's like.
But well, yeah, like in the long run, the person who makes the most money. But me as like a degenerate, I'm down to take that risk. But yeah, no, like long story short, like this, what's going on in the stock market with GME, it pump and dumped, and again, like it just pump like some stocks just pump and dump. And it stays. GME pump and dumped, and I thought it was over, and then all of a sudden it resurges again, and like at this point I'm just convinced like the stock market's changing, and then with Dogecoin or what?
Apparently with GME is that like all their what's it called? Fucking their calls are like set to expire. Like they have to like they borrow those stocks or whatever it is, and so like they still have to repay it. So like that's why like it keeps rising up and it's gonna explode hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm writing, right?
It's just
so like I don't know like if it's true or not, but like it makes sense because like it was fucking 40 for like a week, and now it's back to like around 300 right now, 260.
So it can.
Yeah, I'm not saying
the only reason why I don't do it is because I had a lesson with another stock. So with that lesson, it was BPTH. They were in the third stage of having a pill to basically treat cancer instead of chemotherapy. And so it seemed like it was going to be legit because if it gets to phase 3, that means it works. It's just a matter of what the side effects are. And then, so it went from $5 to $7. And like, that's a 20% gain. So initially I was like, oh damn, I missed it. Cause I've never seen anything go crazy. Within the next day, it went from $7 to $71, a 1,000%. So,
holy shit.
So then all of a sudden, it went up. It went down, and then I bought the dip, and then it went up again, and then it went down. So me not understanding patterns and how pump dumps work,
like you held on when you should just.
Yeah, I lost just like $600, $700, which sounds like a lot. It is, but it's just like with me, I've made $1,500 in 15 minutes. So like in the long run, it just got rid of my profits. But after that, it went down to $30, and then I reinvested again.
I made 15,
but I also lost $600, $700 overnight. But it went to $30 after 71, so it went up, down, 71 again, down, and that's actually a pattern that happens in GME. Same thing, it's like that, but again, you see it better because it stretched out huge, for days. So, but like anyways. I bought it at $30 and then I left it, and then it like within weeks it just kept bleeding because I was just naive. So like for GME it went up down, and then it was in that phase of just slow bleeding, and that like what should be happening is that it should have died, but it didn't, and that's why like I'm just convinced again. I've never seen this shit. And then Dogecoin, that's just a pump and dump. It just every other year or so it pumps and dumps, stays pumped and dumps.
It just helps that like Elon Musk is on our side.
Yeah, and that too, and that's why like I bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then I have just Dogecoin, but they're all just $100, and it's just like the expectation of just having.
It was crazy. Someone hit me up with is it like Safe Moon? Safe Moon, have you heard of it? It's like a new,
I haven't heard of Safe Moon, no.
It like came out this last week or some shit. It's like for anime shit.
I might look, I'm gonna write that down real quick, but yeah, Safe Moon.
Safe Moon or Space Moon, it's one of those two. Let me try.
And then there's something called NFTs, which is
Are those the art one? Okay, I heard about those. Like this week, right? Like it sold for some ridiculous amount of money. Like this one piece of art, which is weird because like you can make any piece of art and like just take it and make that like a crypto. Yeah,
there's this famous dude. I think I told you about him. His name's Beeple. He makes like a digital art every day, like for like years. He's been doing that, and like one of them is like 300,000, I think. But he makes so many where it's like I wonder if he's actually getting rich.
Yeah, Safe Moon.
A funny story actually is I had like a tarot card reading. I don't want to get into it. I just like tarot card readings. But this is what's weird though is that this girl was telling me like, you know, you're gonna get financial advice from like a long-term friend or someone like that you've known for a while, and it's gonna look intriguing. Like you see the money happening and it's real, but it seems like if you but it seems like if you invest in it in the long term, you're probably gonna be in financial trouble. She and then she said that just like take some time to really think about it. 2 days fucking later, that one dude I used to make YouTube with, Alex, who faked his death or helped me fake death. He hit me up about it.
Whoever watches this without context, like, what the fuck?
But that's better, honestly. Yeah. But I faked my death with my homie Alex, and Alex hit me up about 2 days later about NFTs, and like it seems interesting, but I thought
how long ago was this?
Yesterday he hit me up, so then
really?
3 days, yeah. But yeah, so I've been intrigued by it, but I'm gonna trust the fact that this girl didn't know shit about me and like fucking said this and this fucking happened. Cards, yeah. That I'm gonna, if she guessed that someone was at least gonna hit me up, I'm assuming the other shit was right, and even if she isn't, whatever. But I'm just like,
sorry.
Yeah, but
some cards.
With your experience, then, like, do you plan on investing, like?
No, it's just GME. It's just GME. I'm writing this like historical fucking stock, and then I'm out.
Okay, I was about to say.
And then maybe like if I have like later in my life, I have like disposable, like more disposable income where I can just.
That is true. That is true. Fucking, I forget. You know
what I mean? Like, I'm still just.
When you get there, just hit me up. But
But okay, follow-up question on the tarot card reading. Do you have like a tarot, like a person, like someone to go to?
So for a while I was just fucking YouTube videos and shit, and like I would just choose random stuff, and I would specifically.
Kind of applies to me.
Well, no, I would specifically choose. Yeah, basically, and
I want that.
But the thing was you know, sometimes it's just bullshit. Like in general, they are bullshit. You just kind of fill in like your you know, like you convince
you have
yourself.
An idea and then you just kind of like
you convince yourself. So there was this one girl that was doing it, and she's a woman basically. Act like she's young, but she's not. But
she's a woman.
It was weird because every time I would choose something, she was very specific, and it wasn't necessarily about my future. It was about like what I was dealing with now. And then after like 3 videos of just like hit, I would look at the other. So you get like 4 options and fucking picture and shit. I would look at those same videos and look at the other options, and they would just like not relate to me. Okay. So then I was like, intuitively I was like, huh. So then I approached her and just like it was like $15 at the time for just like one question, and then for me it was like Vegas and shit, and then all of a sudden I run into, you know, my ex at the time, and I was going through where I was just like, I don't want to fucking, like, I don't know what's going on here, like I don't dig, and so for me,
I'm not following, but okay.
Yeah, I'm just rambling. Well, because I didn't think I was gonna fucking talk about this, but
I know, like, is this your podcast?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just joking,
but just long story short, I wasn't sure about her. I wasn't like it wasn't that I wanted to break up with her, but I didn't know if like this girl was gonna be the girl I was gonna marry.
This is the like reborn girl.
Yeah. Right. And so I asked her about that, and she just basically told me no. And then like it wasn't like probably most likely like you're not gonna like, and she even got detail where she's like, you're not even gonna like it's just gonna, you guys are gonna agree. No, like you guys are gonna both understand, and you're not gonna miss each other and shit. Like she'll think of you like, well, that's the thing though. I really don't, and I don't know if it's because she told me that, and I just convinced myself.
I don't miss her.
But But then that fucking happened where we're in the middle of sex and all of a sudden she's atheist and fucking. And I was just like, oh shit, like not even being funny. I thought I was just put in the wrong hole. And then she was like, I just heard a voice in my head, and I was like, fuck, like this bitch is crazy. And then she was like, God just spoke to me, and if we keep having sex, like we're gonna go to hell. And like, I just was like, sitting, and then we just continued to have sex. Yeah, we continued to have sex. And then I was like, okay,
did it
maybe,
affect like your experience?
Maybe it was just like a fucking whatever. But like, I believe, like I trust, like I feel like I am spiritual and shit, and I'll get into that with you when we get to the medical part.
Once we get to the...
But,
it's on the docket.
But it's the idea of, like, to give context to that, and we'll move on, I just thought, like, maybe God knew that I wasn't going to be with her long term, and maybe she thought that we were going to be long term.
So he had a fucking...
And he told
her...
He
had to talk to her personally.
Yeah, because if he told me, I may have probably not even told her. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm fucking and I hear the voice, you're going to go to hell if you keep having sex before marriage. Like, I'm probably just going to...
Like, well...
Keep, I'm not going to...
It might be worth it.
You know, like, it makes sense. But yeah, we'll transition to medical then, like with...
you can't stop me now.
No, yeah, like, it's fucked up, like, but I acknowledge I'm fucked up in that way, but...
A man has to get his nut, and it's no worries.
Especially when it's happening, like,
yeah,
it's not... If it's before, like, if I get the message before, I'm like, okay, I won't fuck, but if I'm
I don't
fucking...
think it's, like, what could stop you, like, mid-stroke? Obviously not the voice of God.
Well, like, someone walking in.
Well, even it's like, if you're, like, 2 strokes away, it's like, well...
I would say if the voice was, like, consistently talking to me, that would fuck with me.
Hey,
You know what I
like,
mean? Like, it wouldn't
like...
go away. Like, if it's a sentence, I'll just, like, convince myself, like, oh, I'm having a weird subconscious thought.
Yeah.
But with
Stop
the...
fucking that girl!
Yeah, with the medical field, though...
Are we going on to the next...
Yeah.
Can I say one? Like,
Okay, what do you want?
Have you heard of Moldavite?
No, what is that?
It's like a stone. Apparently, it's from like a meteor.
Moldavite. I thought you were gonna say like Vegemite.
No, it's like it sounds like Vegemite.
Oh,
like
I thought you meant. Okay, anyways.
Voldemite, yeah, it's Voldemite.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's like
one.
from a meteor that hit like Germany in like 19.
Yeah.
So it's like super rare. Michelle just bought one and got here today, like before I came here.
Yeah.
And it's just like a green fucking like booger rock, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently like she bought it because like she's found like a lot of like people's stories that like it improves your life or whatever. And so she legit like paid. Like, she was embarrassed to tell me how much she paid.
I would understand. Oh, wait, how much money?
I don't know. She knew, like, that's how, she's like, don't make fun of me. Like, she started, like, the conversation, she's like, don't make fun of me. I was like, what? And she's like,
Bro.
I bought this stone.
Oh, God.
And she's like, no, but, like, it's legit, because, like, a lot of people sell fakes.
Yeah.
And so she found, like, a legit source.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like,
if it does start changing, I will fucking get into that, because, I'll look into that price of that stuff, because I do have crystals and stuff.
I found one on eBay. I was like, oh, there's one for like $15. She's like, yeah, that's a fake. Like I was like, it has a little certificate. She's like, that doesn't mean shit. And, like, and so like, how do you know yours? Because I fucking watch videos. Like, I'm like, okay. And then, like the fucking box that comes in, it comes in with the little fucking certificate. I look just like the one on eBay, but whatever. Anyway, but I don't know. I just was curious if you like knew anything about Voldemort or heard anything about it since you were
That's
like
pretty interesting. Yeah, no, I do have crystals and I do believe in them and they do feel like they work, but I will acknowledge there might be a placebo effect or anything. But dude, there was one time where like the fucking manifestation candles, dude, like the two I remember it was it was something about love or happiness or just like whatever attraction. And that night I ran into that Ray girl on New Year's. The OnlyFans chick. Okay. And then that's when that all happened. And then the next day, weird. Like, well,
how it all finished was such a weird.
Well, anyways, I lit this candle, and it was something to do with just like attractiveness or something, or like love or whatever, just in general, because I was just going through a tough time. No context with that. But I just want to be happy, honestly, bro. I just want to be happy. It didn't.
Just in general, I think
and then that happened, and then all of a sudden the one girl I had a crush on, but it was just like bad timing. She randomly hits me up to go to the movies and get ice cream, and that was like weird. And then we go to this chick flick, and I'm like not into chick flicks. Like rom-coms, yes, maybe depending if it is funny. But then all of a sudden this
doesn't work sometimes.
And then this fucking movie.
Which one was? Do you remember?
It was Little Woman or some shit. It's like just a coming of age
like
story or
the
whatever.
Women who like try to find themselves. Or,
like through love and they get love triangles.
That's not
and
a good
shit.
couple movie.
What was weird was that it was sad, but then the sisters and shit I related with like my brother and family and shit, and so like I was low key like I was crying, bro. Like I'm not lying. And so she was crying, and she was like, but like I just was tearing up. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna try to fucking.
Yeah, you're not gonna be
like it's just sad. Like if it's sad, it makes
like
me tear up.
a manly tear.
I don't think I've ever like truly cried. It's just tears up. And in a movie, and she's crying, and then she looks at me, and like, cause I didn't want her to know I was crying, but then she looks at me,
you
and
like
I
stare out,
because I didn't want to wipe either, cause like the vision
like,
of me wiping, so I just have these tears rolling down my face, and then she looks at me, and it was just like, and then she starts fucking laughing, and the weird part about that night though was that like when you go on a date with a girl, you know that time to kiss them and stuff.
Yeah.
The issue with her was that we didn't make it clear that they were dates and stuff. Yeah, it was just kind of like we were hanging out.
I remember, yeah.
So so I never knew the fine line of like where we truly stood, and it just felt weird to like make that move, and it just she knew too much about me as well. But anyways, medical.
All right, next topic. Number 2.
With the medical field and everything, did you after high school from the get-go want to be a doctor, or like did you have any other ambitions that you were kind of thinking of before that?
I've never had any ambition.
Dom said the same exact shit. And I'm pretty sure I probably would say the same exact shit.
Well, like it was like I don't like I'm not passionate about anything, you know what I mean? Like I've never felt like I've been like it's like this is great and I want to like grow up to be this and do this for the rest of my life. It's like it's just like I want to retire early, and I want to like retire early. You know what I mean? And then like enjoy like whatever like
doctors are old though.
Well, like you could return like you know what I mean? Like I don't want to live.
You truly want to,
Like I don't want to live to like 100. Fuck that shit. Like I want to
go up 30.
I'll retire like 50 and then like live till like maybe 65.
Yeah.
Because like once you can't use your body, it's like count me the fuck out. So no, basically. It just kind of like came to me in high school to like study medicine because I have family members like my grandpa and a lot like all of my mom's side or some brothers, some uncles. They're just doctors, and I was like, well, I can do that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I want to do it. It's more like I can do it and it's gonna pay good, and that's kind of like all I'm looking for.
And then with the doctor route, is it just kind of because I know there's like different.
So like the idea was just I wasn't like.
Would you be the doctor that just diagnoses like, oh, you have this? Like, are you that type of doctor? You know what I mean? And then you get medicine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like a general
doctor's office. Yeah. Like,
okay.
Are you hospital?
What do you mean? Like, I'm not a doctor.
Are you working
now.
Okay, I'm saying in the long run.
Long run. I would like to have my own clinic.
Okay.
So I can set my own hours.
Okay. Which are none.
Which are like kind of like, and like I prefer surgery.
That's interesting.
Just because it's like it's more fun. Like I don't give a shit. Like I don't want to like, whatever. It's just like writing and all that. I don't like it. I don't like busy work. So like surgery, just like just fucking cut. You know what I mean? Like it's
if you fuck up, it's their fault.
If you fuck up, like honestly, you can get away with a lot of shit. So
really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I wanted a clinic where I can establish my own hours and surgery, kinda. Or like dermatology, just because it's like easy and it's just like it's very like just come in for your appointment, you got this or whatever, or you just take a sample, send it to the fucking lab, and then like here's your fucking medication. We'll see you got.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. And I gotta go fucking golf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like what my goal is.
Okay.
And to reach that, I was kind of just gonna go to San Marcos.
Like, okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, did you think of Mexico first, or
no.
how did that come about? Explain San Marcos and then transition to that.
So like, I actually like I didn't give a shit where I was gonna apply.
Yeah.
I mean, just zero. Like, just go to like any college, whatever. So San Marcos, Nick was going there. I was like, oh, cool. Like it's by the beach. Like that was like the only like reason. Like, oh, it's by the beach.
Okay.
San Marcos.
Makes sense. Logical.
Fullerton. Disneyland.
Okay, that was my go-to.
Fullerton, Disneyland. Kind of that's it.
Okay.
And then but they wanted me to like send. They like require an extra step for like for sending an application.
Okay.
Which was like they wanted you to print out your transcripts and send them to them, but like earlier than like any other like UC in California.
Oh, so did you just miss it? Is that what
No, I didn't miss it. I just didn't want to do that. I was like.
Some Tony shit.
I was like, yeah. So like that's kind of like the story of my life. Is like I don't want to do that. So
that is the most Tony shit.
So I was like, fuck you, Fullerton. Like who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think Fullerton asking something extra of me compared to all these other like UCs? Yeah. And I think it's like I don't know. I only applied to 3: Fullerton, San Marcos, and another one that I don't remember. I think they also had like an extra like they wanted something more. They wanted like a personal essay or some shit. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, those ones I hated. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing that. So I was like, nah.
Fullerton didn't ask for essay for me though.
No, it was the transcript thing. It was like early transcript before. It was like 3 months before like the end of the school year. So I was like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And so like it basically was just like San Marcos, and I got in, and like I knew I got in, but then that Christmas of like senior year before like you know like the second half of the semester before graduation, my like mom's side of the family came for Christmas at our house, and my grandparent is my grandpa. He's the doctor, and he's at the university I go to right now.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
And so he's like, they knew I was like interested in med school. He's like, oh, well, why don't you just go to Mexico and like study like at the uni? And like I never thought of it. I was like, oh, okay, like I'm down. And like my parents were like super surprised that like I would say that because it's a 7th day Adventist school. It's in Mexico.
Yeah.
And like
there's a lot of questions in this.
Yeah. And so I'm like, but like honestly, I don't give a shit. Like I just want to like do something. And I think it was a year like faster than doing it in the States.
Yeah, I remember that. I felt like that was your main reason.
So I was like, okay, I can save a year, and I don't have to do like generals.
It was technically cheaper, right?
And it's cheaper. Like I'm walking out with no debt.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pros.
So there's a lot of pros.
That is a good pro to fucking walk out without medical school debt.
So like I was like, all right, I'll just do that. Like that sounds like that's like it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I have to I have to like go to a 7th day Adventist school.
I'll challenge it.
But like overall like long term, which is like what I'm always thinking is like it's just gonna like I'll just do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit. So.
Well, when you first, because I respect you for going out, because I feel like honestly, just in general, like people our age, just because like I felt like our parents in general had to live the American dream and work hard, and then they gave a lot of us, maybe it's just our town, like easy lives.
Well,
and like for you to do that, like it's just not a lot of people would, and that's I
understand. That. Yeah, so like that's why my parents were like, "Wow, like you want to go like to Mexico?" And
like it wasn't a bad decision. It's just like,
but they were just like surprised like about that, and I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "I'm just like I'm in game." You know what I mean? Like just like looking at the bigger picture. And so I do that, and that's basically it, right? That answers your question.
well, like moving to Mexico and everything. Like, did you feel initially nervous, like beforehand, or even when you were literally driving there? Like, did you have like were you expecting?
Not really. I mean, remember like the last thing we did, like when like it was like my goodbye.
Yeah,
was when we fucking
camping shit.
Not that. It was it was the first time we played D&D.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of like that was,
Holy
and like
shit,
I left like the
long
following
ago.
like the morning I was like on the plane to Mexico.
Yeah.
So that was a long time. Yeah, 5 years ago.
That is a long time ago. Holy fuck.
And we still haven't like really progressed in that campaign.
I don't think we ever will. We have
we lost Jesus now. So
yeah. Jesus, hopefully the 3rd day. I think, but
Anyway.
Yeah, we just need to set 1 hour D&D stories. Honestly.
So was I nervous? No, actually, I was like I was like into it. I wasn't like into it, but like I was like committed to it.
Yeah.
That I ended up missing high school prom because I was in Mexico. Because there was an entrance exam. I have to take an entrance exam to be accepted into the medical program in Mexico. Yeah. So I went there for like. It was like one of the last weeks, and it was like during like final projects and shit. So like I was like doing all this shit like
shit. I don't think I knew that, or I just forgot.
I think because you were like we were in.
I wasn't. Yeah, that is true.
So yeah, so like I and it was like that week was like the day I had to take the entrance exam in like person, and so I was like, all right, well, I mean, of course I'm gonna fucking go. You know? And then I have to like I was doing like my fucking projects for like stats and shit like over there. It's like it's a whole thing, but yeah, I do it. They like I find out like what the topics are like what like on the entrance exam like the day before, and like you just see me like the night before like kind of like just like reviewing because it was just like it was like physics. It was like math, like physics, like
So it was just kind of like a GED type thing, where it's just like they were just seeing what you knew in general.
Yeah, because I guess like everyone takes the same entrance exam for like every career, or at least like the ones for medicine, dentistry, and just like any like I guess like you mean like clinical like science.
Yeah.
Programs, whatever. But like. There's also like an English part and there was a Spanish part. So like the Spanish part is like a English here, where it's like just like based on just like your understanding, like grammar and shit, like you know.
Yeah.
And then they had an English part where like just to see how good your English is, and so of course like I aced that part.
So is that med school made for out of country?
No, but
because it's like that they're teaching you English or they're making sure you know English in that.
No, so that was just the entrance exam. To
okay,
get into the program.
Just in general.
Yeah, just like in general.
Just a section.
So, but it was pretty like considering like I didn't like really study for it or anything. I think it's pretty like simple. I think like any normal, like average high schooler could probably like who took like physics and all that like could probably like pass it with that.
Because in college you do take that too because they assess like what classes you probably can take for your counselor.
Oh yeah, you do.
But,
I didn't know that. Okay.
But I think yours though, if you fail it, you probably
just
weren't accepted.
Yeah. So like if you don't pass it, you're not accepted into the program. But like it's not that hard. I think because obviously they want you to fucking get in and pay them. So anyway,
whether you graduate or not.
Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, but that was but like was I feeling anything during that? Not really. Like I wasn't even nervous.
Well, nervous or excited, just whatever.
Excited, not even excited, honestly.
It's just living.
Because like you know what I mean? Like it's not like I want it.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm just doing it because I got to. Like yeah.
Doing it so I won't get fined. But...
I'm doing it so I won't get fined. I'm doing it because I want a cushy life.
Bro, the philosophy of that shit. Okay, well with that aspect then like
life could be worse.
How was it? Because Seventh-day Adventist, you had to go to church and shit. Like what was like? Were you like dreading the day, or did you eventually get used to it, or like did you start maybe believing some things? Like what was with that?
So the real issue there was that I was living with my grandpa and his wife.
Oh yeah,
and
that
his
was
wife,
a while ago too.
His wife is a bitch, so
that was so long ago.
I fucking hate his wife.
Yeah, I fucking hate
his wife. So
what was up with that then? Like,
so she's like a fanatic.
Okay, yeah.
So she's like up at 5 singing hymns.
Okay.
Every day.
That's it. So she's like the human rooster.
She's like the human rooster.
That's like...
And she's like waking me up at 6 to like do the Bible study every morning.
Oh, I thought she meant to sing with you. Yeah.
No.
That's pretty savage. Was
and
her...
so like that's what was not fine. Well, like she was like fucking shady too, but we'll get to it. But like as she is as like a person is that she's like a fanatic, so like she's just like very extreme, very like conservative Christian lady, right?
Yeah.
So she's up every fucking morning. And she's like, you know, vegan. So this is before I became vegan, but she was vegan. they're like hardcore like vegetarian vegan.
Yeah, 7 days they are. Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking hate that shit. So and like I hate waking up early, like more than anything. Like I almost want to like be in set my own hours just for that, like just to not ever wake up early in my life.
Yeah.
So they're like, so my first class is at 7. It's like from 7 to noon, and like that's just like the day to day for med school. She's like trying to wake me up like a full like hour and a half earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'll just wake up like 20 minutes before, and then I'll change. And then the cool thing is that like they lived inside the university, so like inside like the university is like a community.
Yeah.
Of like you know just old like Seventh-day Adventist families that have been there for like fucking generations after generations. And so like I'm with them. Well like this bitch lady, her brother is the fucking dean.
This bitch lady,
her brother's the dean. So like her family is in like all the departments of the fucking university.
Dude. Yeah.
So like her family like kind of runs the school.
Okay.
They do. Like they hide a lot of shady shit like they do, and like they can like cover themselves and all that. So
they're like the priest shit, like
Catholic.
Okay.
Exactly. Like they have all the power, that family.
That's sketchy.
So, so I live like it was like kind of like a cul-de-sac where like and the back entrance is like a little park with a playground.
Yeah.
And then like crossing that is like the classrooms of like where I was taking class. So I would just like literally just like get up, change. I don't eat breakfast because it's way too fucking early. I'm not hungry.
Kind of say I just don't have time.
I just don't have time, and like also I'm just not that hungry. Like I'll eat maybe fruit. Like she was like really like on like come on eat something.
Yeah.
I was like all right, just fucking
classic grandma.
Just fucking cut me some fruit and I'll eat that, and then I'll be on my way.
Yeah.
And so like I'll do that, and then bam, and I'll leave like 1 minute before class, and then like I'm on time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, but she was like shady in the way that well I mean you know she just like she would like sabotage me, legit, like.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, like just like petty
Like a
shit,
movie.
like petty shit, and that like she was like she ran the house, not my grandpa. Like my grandpa's like a spineless coward.
Yeah.
Like if we were eating right now, she would come in and like turn off the light while we were eating. I told you that one, right?
Yeah, I was saying like if she's a true believer of the Bible, she would be submissive to her husband.
Yeah, well, she was a true, a true believer. She wouldn't be this big of a bitch.
Yeah.
So,
touche.
You know what I mean? Like she's just like too much in like one extreme. And like every time I would fucking go to shower, we have to turn on the boiler for hot warm water. As soon as I get in, she would fucking turn that shit off.
That's fucked.
Every fucking time. And I'm like, so what the fuck? And then, like, one time I got pissed and, like, I confronted her about it. I was like, hey, like, did you turn off the boiler? It's like, yeah, like, we gotta, it's too hot or whatever. She just made some bullshit. Like, she was, she had a different persona when she was in front of, like, my grandpa and my aunt.
Oh, shit.
And then, like, when it was just, like, me and her, like, she would definitely be, like, more shady, like, directly.
Yeah, I've seen,
my
like,
she was just a fake
boyfriend was like that, yeah.
Fake fucking bitch.
Yeah, I
like,
hate, and
I was like, and you can't, like, confront it, you know what I mean?
Because, like, because no one believes you.
No one, like, you can't,
totally
there's no
fucking
proof.
know,
So,
bro.
yeah.
I fucking hate that.
It was that shit.
I fucking hate.
So, like, yeah, and then she would go into my room and, like, check my shit and, like, and rearrange my stuff.
Did you find your porn? That's just joking, man.
No, like, she didn't find it. No, shit.
That'd be wild.
She would ask, we have a Bible class every semester. It's kind of just like filler. But first year, she asked, like, my pastor about me. Like, she'd be like, oh, is he doing okay? Like, is he, like, just to, like, see, like, what the fuck was up with me?
Detective, yeah.
But, like, the pastor was a bro, and, like, he's like, calling me after class, like, hey, like, she was actually, like, asking, like, she came to me, like, questioning, like, about you. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, thanks for, like, the heads up, you that fucking bitch, you know what I mean?
God, dude,
But, like, you know what sucks? Is that she has the reputation of being super sweet.
Yeah, well,
like,
she's just...
Like, everyone in the church, like, believes she's, like a saint. Like, because she, like, helps out. She helps out, like, girls, but, like, to help them out, she, like, fucking works them, like, a slave in the house, like, cooking and cleaning, and, like, just being, like, kind of, like, a super bitch. So...
Yeah. Psychopath kind of.
Yeah, honestly. So
socio, whatever.
Yeah, so I had to deal with that. The most thing was like towards the end of like 1 year is we have a class of like that like starts us on our like thesis, like our medical investigation.
Yeah.
And so we have like a protocol that we have to like fill out basically and like about our investigation. I was working on it one day on like like their computer they have in the living room. I have my laptop, but I was using it because I didn't have Word on my laptop at that time. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't have Word.
But computer, yeah. So computer had Word, and the protocol was in Word, so I was using it. And then we had like a PE that first year.
Really?
Year, yeah. There's like a lot of weird classes that are like kind of filler for like med school.
That's like So
like there's always Bible. And then for like the first 2.5 years, there was like a PE because they care about because the slogan of the unity is like I want to live healthy, so like they have a lot of like promotion about that.
Yeah, the 7 day.
Yeah,
Mind,
so
body,
whatever.
Holy
So
Spirit.
but we had to like twice a week I would have to go to like a PE, a gym class.
What PE would you do? Like, would you do anything fun like dodgeball and shit, or was it like
there were some fun where like it was like soccer or like volleyball or stuff like that,
okay,
or
that's
basketball.
Cool, honestly.
I just did or there was like one that was just like
you had a
basically
mile.
Like
did
PE.
you have a mile every week?
There was I did one semester where it was like running, so we just do laps. But like I was running then.
Oh
so,
yeah,
like,
you were.
So like I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But anyway, this is like first year I'm doing the protocol, and I'm like, oh fuck, I have PE right now.
Yeah.
Or gym, and so like I just leave the fucking computer there, my document open, and I run and like go to my PE class for an hour. I come back and the fucking computer's off, and I'm like, what? It was the day I had to turn it in. By the way.
Fuck.
No, it was the day. It was like if I turned it in with my partner, we would get like 30 points extra credit.
Yeah, for like earliness.
Yeah,
or whatever.
for earliness.
Yeah.
So like my partner was like, "Hey Tony, can you like do your part?" I was like, "Yeah, no worries. We'll turn it in today." Fucking come back. She's in like she's like fucking cleaning the living room or whatever, dusting like a fake bitch. So I come back and it's fucking off. I was like, "Oh, what happened to the computer?" She's like, "Oh, I turned it off." Like just like nonchalantly. I was like, "Did you at least save it?" She's like, like what is saving? Like, what do you mean?
Dude.
And I'm like, oh my god. And I just fucking go to my room and I'm like, oh my god.
I
was more pissed that like I was letting down my partner than like
even
like
and on top of
me.
that, like that excuse feels like fuck. Like how am I gonna tell this guy and he's gonna like believe it?
Yeah. So it was like that was the worst. Well, it was almost the worst.
Fuck, what is the worst?
The worst is that like after my first year, I survived 2 semesters with them.
Okay, yeah.
But a big part of that was my aunt, who's like 3 years older than me, because like my grandpa like is widowed and he married that bitch later.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, is she your grandma or like not your?
No,
grandma?
she's like step grandma.
That just makes it worse.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. So it's like
That's
there's no love there.
worse.
But like she throws some shady shit in, like Bible lessons. Like yeah, see, like this verse says that like we as grandparents have to like
fuck you up.
we have to like save your souls or whatever. Like whatever. And I was like, you're not my fucking grandma. You fucking okay. But anyway. It's like she was like the worst person. Like I don't know, just total hypocrite in the sense of like what she preached. Like she did not practice. But yeah, but like what helped a lot was having my aunt there living with me, living like in the house. Cause like she would take me out and we would go out eat and like not have to eat their fucking shitty food,
spinach and shit.
Exactly. And like, she would like take me out like weekends and we would like we just be fun and she's cool. You know what I mean? And we would just like it was just a nice support to have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did your parents at least believe you when you were saying all the like all
so the whole time,
or did they not?
They just didn't. They didn't believe me.
That always
hurt.
Dude.
That hurt a lot, honestly.
That's why. That's what happened with my mom. And, but yeah.
So yeah, they were like nights for like
that. Yeah.
Like I would call and she'd be like, like my dad like would be like, yeah, but like you kind of knew like what to expect, and like they were, like they already know how they are.
Yeah.
But they didn't think like she would
know
they
though, beforehand, like her like
I knew like she was like
just maybe not at that level.
I didn't think she was gonna like sabotage me. Yeah, like that's so like my parents didn't believe that she was like sabotaging me on purpose. Like she didn't think she was out to get me. I'm like she's fucking out to get me.
Yeah.
And so like honestly, I just had Michelle like calling her like you know what I mean, because like mom and dad would fucking believe me. Like just be like nice, just talking to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
And so finally. I survived 2 semesters, like the first year.
And then got the fuck out.
And I'm like, I told my parents, like, yeah, I'm not living with them. Like, I'll quit med school before, like, if I have to go back and like live with them. Like, I want to live like outside, like not even in the dorms, like just like have my own apartment, and, like whatever. And so like they took that seriously, and so like all right, fine, well, like you can find a roommate and then whatever. And then but they're like, all right, but like we'll go with you to the uni to drop you off and like to explain to your grandpa that you're not gonna live with them.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. And so we go. Even then, they're like, yeah, like you sure, like you, because they didn't want me like living on my own in Mexico. They were like, that's like most like they're just afraid for me. I mean, just because like it's Mexico. Yeah. So
understandable.
So like I understand that, but it was like I can't live like this or even like study like. Yeah, with this fucking bitch. Well, so
when you transitioned, then like when did you have the roommates you had? Did you always have roommates, or how many different roommates did you have?
Yeah, so like there was one summer where I did a summer class, and I just got like close with this group of guys, and they're like, oh, we should live together for like next semester. Yeah, I was like totally down, and it was gonna be like me and 2 other guys, but one guy ended up like bailing out, and so it was just me and the other guy, Alexis. And so it was just him, and we just found like this really shitty but like all of them were kind of shitty in Mexico. But like it was but it was cheap, so it was like whatever, like it was good. He ended up being a problem, because we bought the Husky together, and it was just like the whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
And then we moved to like a nicer apartment, and then like they wanted like the dog out, and it's just and he started like inviting everybody over, and just like everyone's like getting fucking wasted, and it's like.
I was wondering, yeah, okay.
So anyway, that's a different story. But basically, the worst thing that the fucking step grandma did is when my parents like go to talk to him, like they I remember because like I was in like my like room and like they were like at the dinner table and they were just kind of like talking to him. I was like, all right, whatever. Like they're gonna tell him like peace out, bitch. So, but no, that I guess fucking step grandma like asked for like forgiveness for like the stuff that she's done.
So she kind of like.
So she like kind of like
admitted to it.
Admitted to it.
Okay.
But because she did that, my parents like, oh wow, like she was big enough to like admit to it.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
so like she might like. You sure you want to like move out? I'm like, yeah, I want to move out. Like I'm not fucking living with her.
That's like she is psychopath, bro. That's a strategy
she's
for her.
Straight like
that's literally
she's straight like controlling, like manipulating. Like she wants everything under her control, and like because I'm not like that. So she was like trying to like break me down to like. Yeah. To her will, basically, like she has everybody else.
That's kind of scary, dude.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, no, like he's moving out. He's found a place or whatever. But the thing about the university is that unless you're 24 years old, you can't live by yourself. So you have to have a guardian that's like living with you and that like is willing to sign for you.
Okay.
So my parents were like, well, we'll ask your grandpa. Like my mom's like, we'll ask my dad, and like he'll sign for him because he signed for other people before. And you know they asked him, he's like, yeah, of course, like I'll sign for him, of course, you know, because he was feeling kind of bad that like his fucking wife, because he didn't know like fully like that his wife was such a like was what she was doing. So he's like, yeah, sure, like of course I'll help out. And by this time, like, I already had, like, the apartment and everything set up, and, like, basically my parents just broke it to him, and then, like, I fucking moved over to the apartment.
Yeah.
Fucking, my parents fly back. The next day, my grandpa's at my apartment saying, hey, they found out you're living by yourself, and I signed for you. We're gonna have to, like, you know, you're gonna have to, like, live back with us or something, because figure it out.
Fuck.
And you know who's in charge of, like, the school department that's in charge of, like, students living out? This is her fucking sister.
The grandma, yeah.
Yeah, there's the grandma's sister. So like
holy shit.
So
dude.
like my whole like side of my mom's family is like she fucking snitched. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was like a whole thing. And so like everybody got like all my uncles and shit got like super pissed because like no one really likes her.
Yeah.
Because she's like a bitch, and because like you know their mom died and like my grandpa remarried.
It's just all that energy,
yeah,
though, for no
like,
reason.
Yeah, it's like literally no reason. She just like wanted me like under her control, and also like my aunt was not gonna live there anymore. She like moved out and moved to the city, so like I wouldn't even have her there anymore. So I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking living there. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh okay, and like, I was so pissed, and then of course like everyone's pissed, right? And luckily like one of my uncles, he has in-laws that are like you know are close by, and so they're like, oh, you can just come with it, like you can like we'll sign for you and we'll have like a place for you, but you can like actually live in like your apartment. And so like that's what we ended up doing. Okay. Like that was kind of like the last straw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though like you know what pissed me off is that like now it's like all back to normal with her. Like the family just treats her like.
Yeah, with time people forget initially, especially if it wasn't because like, it was revolved around you, so it wasn't like they remembered you. Know? But well, with your roommates and everything, like just in general your college experience, like you being American and everything, like do you feel like that influenced the impression with like other people? Like do you feel like you were a god?
Yeah.
I was a god, yes.
I mean, just like everyone's like more open. Like once they find out like I'm from like the university, they want to be like, oh,
like, is it
like in the movies? Is like every high school like do you have like big lockers and everything? Like that's what they all want to know. Yeah. Are there parties as crazy as like Project X and all that shit? And it's like, well, like yeah, there's some parties, but like not like you know, it's not your average like typical party. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Every girl wanted to learn English with me.
That's actually dope.
That's kind of dope. It's like I was kind of like. I don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to teach these bitches English. So.
Yeah. I mean, if they're cute enough, but well, then with your initial roommates, if you want to talk about it, how was your experience with that and all like are you still friends with them?
No.
Oh shit. Same here with my roommate, but yeah.
Your roommate was a total dick.
Yeah, he was, but like, just awkward silence.
How much time we got?
Oh no, we should be chilling till like Dom's podcast. The camera will die. The camera will die, but then I'll just put like a photo of us.
Okay.
And just be audio after that.
Right,
but cool. Yeah, so like I'm not stressing on it.
Alright. Which roommate? Were you the last ones or the first one? Because they both ended up not great.
I would say the first ones then, because the last ones I know more about. I actually you never really talked about the roommates from what I remember.
Yeah. His name was Alexis. So it was whatever. Honestly, it was more like I just need a roommate to like live with because my parents won't let me live by myself. Yeah. So he's the guy I just met over like the summer. So I was like, yeah, I mean he's cool, whatever. The only rule I had was just no alcohol.
That's what I was wondering, dude. Because I was like with college and everything. Like, have you been around drinking in it and stuff?
No, yeah.
Just chilling there?
I mean, they do it, but it's like you know what the fucking weird thing is that like you have to like put where your address is, and like they'll send like pastors to like check in on you.
Oh, I thought pastors give you alcohol.
No.
Yeah.
No, but they'll send like pastors or like theology students, and like it's like they have to like they check a.
Dude, like, that's like Mormon Scientology.
I know shit. It's very like locked down kind of university.
Yeah. Well, Seventh Day.
So I was like, yeah, so like no alcohol, not because like I give a shit, but because like I'm not like risking my like I didn't fucking just
get in trouble.
I didn't just spend a fucking year with like my
Yeah.
grandparents and then like getting kicked out because like my fucking dumbass roommate had a fucking beer in the fridge.
Yeah.
So like that was it.
So they literally inspect your
like,
they don't just knock on the door.
Yeah, and see like everything's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's that's culty.
Yeah.
So with that was just your first roommate, and then after that it was the recent roommates, or did you have?
After that, I just lived by myself, and then I only live with my friend, like the roommates, because.
How were you able to pull that off though? Live by yourself?
I just said I'm like living with. Well, I guess I'm technically am living with my in-laws. But those in-laws they rent apartments, so they just gave me one.
So they just their names on. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so like
cool,
so I'm in like the same building, but
Yeah.
I got my own. It's my own like, apartment. So.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah.
And then how did it transition then with the group of girls?
Yeah, so I made so like since then, I have like these group of girlfriends, and like I'm the only guy. Yeah. And I don't know, they're just chill, mostly because it ended up being like okay, so it's kind of because like how it formed was like I knew like 2 of them outside of like another group, because like all right, to explain that is that I like the year I went in like first year, you have your like all your classmates are taking like the same curriculum. Yes. So yeah, and like you're supposed to pass all your classes, and then you go block by block, right? But the first year where I'm like living with my grandparents, it was not ideal at all.
Yeah.
So I ended up failing anatomy 2.
Okay.
Which is like the worst spot to fail.
Really?
But like I failed it, but like oh my god, like honestly, if I was just not living with that, I would totally. It was like by percentage, and like if you like get under 70, you have a chance to do like a makeup test, and if you pass that, then you pass the course.
Okay.
But so I made it for like I had to take the makeup course by like a few percentage, and I didn't, and I like almost nobody ended up passing that like same makeup test. So I failed anatomy 2, so because that's in the second semester of the first year, I can't take physiology of like the following semester because I can't take that. I have like a gap in this one, and and anatomy 2 doesn't open up in the following semester. I have to wait a year for it to like open up. Dude. So like I'm behind like that like one like semester class material. Yeah. I'm behind that. So like I had to like make up. That's why I ended up taking a lot of summer classes. Yeah. And I ended up like catching up to like my year to graduate on time with them, but now with COVID it's like I ended up just like weird, it just ends up backtracking all that. So it's like it didn't even matter. So. Fuck. But yeah, so that happens. But so because I had a lot of friends in that first group, but like since I had to retake anatomy 2, I go with like the year below me. Yeah. And so like I ended up making friends in that year, and that's mostly like where the girls when you're like in between years they call you irregular. So I became irregular, right?
Okay. So well, it's in Spanish, right?
Irregular.
Yeah, irregular.
So I ended up making friends with like. In the anatomy lab with these girls who were also irregular, and like I ended up just like helping them. It turns into me just like helping them on exams, cause like for like anatomy, I guess he like never changes like the exams. It's always like this like year after year after year. So like what I didn't know was bullshit is that like everybody from like first year had the exams from like the year before, so they already knew the answers, and like no one like shared that with me.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So like I'm barely passing anatomy and everyone's like going out with like 90s and shit. Like they don't even like what I mean? Like they already have the answers. That's like so it's pretty fucked. So I was like fuck. Like I found out later like the second year, and so like I ended up so I guess that kind of like motivated me to like help out everybody else. So like I ended up helping out like most of that year, like the year below me, and like sharing like every exam and everything. And fuck, at one point I was doing what's it called? Study groups? Not really study. I was tutoring them.
Yeah. Okay.
I was tutoring them on like subjects like I had just had the year before, and, like shit like that, which is like I've not like a Tony thing to do.
Unless you're profiting, but
so
you're getting clout at least.
So yeah, that happens, and so like we become friends, and so like all girls, and we become closer and closer, and just like celebrating birthdays and shit, and like, but like I'm definitely like the glue. To like all my groups over there, So like I had my first year group, and like since like I couldn't like I wasn't taking as many classes with them, like I kind of like grew distant.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they don't even like talk to each other anymore. But like I still talk to them like individually. And so like same thing with like this group is like it kind of was formed with parts of like the old group who was also irregular, and but basically like it's just us, and I would help them out on like all the, since I was like they were like truly irregular, like they were like legit like failed to like where they were like with the past and not just like the one class that I was.
Okay, yeah.
So like I was taking them ahead of them, so I would just like kind of just save the exams and just like give them to them, you know what I mean, just like help them out, and like homework and shit. And so like that's kind of like how it started. And we became friends, and then celebrating birthdays and all that shit, which I just said, and and then yeah, so like it was cool. Like I liked, they were cool. You know what I mean? Like for being girls and all that, which I don't really have a lot of like girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah.
Cause like honestly, fucking what a bore. But they were cool. Like that's what I liked about them, is that they were mostly cool, and like one of them was like Fernanda, and there's like Samita, who's like my like close best friend.
Would you say that was like your best friend group, or did you have like another best friend group that you just didn't live with?
I had another best friend group.
Okay.
It's just like they were just my two homies were just like a year ahead of me, so we just didn't have.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but like either way, like they're cool, and so I ended up living with 3 of them this past winter break or winter rotations, which is Fernanda, Norma, and Saida. The only one, like, I'm the only
like fucking chemistry chemicals.
So Fernanda, she's like the cool one, but it's kind of like complicated, and it kind of reminds me of your situation where like you're not sure like where you guys are at right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of reminds me. That's Fernanda, but she's cool. Like she's like my best friend. Like if I ever had a girl best friend, it would be her, right?
Okay.
And then there's Saida, who's kind of cool. She's just like.
She's kind of cool.
She's cool. Like she's kind of cool. Like she's like, I can like hang out with her. And then there's Norma, who's like more kind of like part of the group, but like
she's just there for rent.
But like she's part of the group, but like she's not like, she doesn't assist to like all the activities. She's like, you know what I mean? Like she's not in it.
She's just kind of like, let's just,
she's just part of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's one time we like organized a birthday party
like
for her.
Like a group friend, basically.
We organized a birthday party for her, and she didn't show up to her own birthday party.
Was it a surprise though?
It was a surprise.
Okay.
But like it's like
yeah.
But it's like, you know what I mean?
That would suck.
Yeah, so we're like, okay. So like basically like she showed up like one Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
But whatever. But like I'm really cool with like Fernanda and Saida, kind of. So I'm like looking forward to it. I'm like this is gonna be dope. Like we're gonna like have fun, because like we usually just always have fun in class. Like we're always like in a row together and just sharing food and like just laughing. Like always laughing, like to the point where like someone always like snorts like haha, like fucking pig snorts. So I'm like looking forward to it. I'm like thinking of like activities we can do. Like we're gonna be in the city. Like we can go out and like there's a lot of shit. There's a cool like city walk, and there's like the shit in San Antonio, the river walk, where there's like, I don't know, San Antonio, Texas.
Like it's not deep. It's just like
it's just like
a raft and float.
Yeah, it's just a raft.
Yeah.
So like they have the same thing in that city, but it's like at night there's like pretty lights. And shit. And so, So there's a lot of shit to do. So like I'm excited because like it's gonna be fun, and there's lots of shit to do and all that. But like obviously, did not turn out like that.
Was it predominantly just living situations? Like if you guys were like, you know what I mean, or was there like actual communicational conflicts? I don't know how to explain that. You know what I mean? Like did it just revolve around living stuff?
No.
Okay.
Well, with Saida and Fernanda, or no, I'm sorry, with Norma and Saida, the two like not as close friends.
Yeah.
It was all like roommate situation that I just not fuck with. And then Fernanda, it was just like a whole like living with her was cool, but like it was like everything else that like came up, and it was like, damn, like why does this have to happen? You know what I mean?
It felt like from my perspective, and I may just be ignorant, but it just felt like there was like sexual tension.
There was tension.
That's what I just feel like, and that's why I feel like the conflicts, like, you know what I mean? Like that was
the
ingredient that
I didn't want, like I was trying to just be her friend, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
but she would pull like shit that was like,
like it's not your fault, but it still existed.
But it's like it didn't exist, and it was like, we wouldn't have those problems if she just fucking played a role of like a friend. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
That's interesting. And then
but the main issue was like they just weren't pulling their weight. Specifically like Norma and Saida. Like I was being cool in that like I would buy like I went to like the grocery and like I was the first one to get there.
You were basically their parents from what it was.
Yeah,
dude.
that's kind of like I was like trying to be cool and like I was expecting them to like kind of do the same. Cause like, cause before that month living with them, there was like another rotation where I lived with my bro, and 2 other girls, like random girls, and they were like really cool. Like it ended up being like way better than I expected. Like they were like my bro actually like one of his family members dies from COVID, so he was kind of like depressed and like he flew back home. So it was just like me and these like 2 girls, and like not like totally nothing in common, but no, they were like super cool. We ended up watching what's the one freaking superhero Netflix show that we were into. Vanya.
Umbrella Company. Academy.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy. They got into it. Apparently, one of the my bro, his uncle knows Diego. Like he like legit, like growing up in Mexico, like he knows that guy.
What
and, like,
the fuck?
He'll like call him up.
I didn't even know he actually was from.
Yeah,
Mexico.
I didn't know it me either. But like that was just cool. Like,
dude, that's like that's one of my top favorites.
And I wonder, I wonder if like he can get me like a video or something of him.
Low-key, like a makeshift cameo.
Yeah, like a makeshift cameo.
That's pretty dope. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
so like it was cool because like they went out of their way to be like friendly. And like they would invite me into their activities and like just go around like tour the city. Yeah. Like shit like that. So like
the 2 girls.
The 2 like yeah. So then like I'm like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm moving like in with my friends and like I was like, excited about that because I found like this really dope Airbnb apartment and everything. And like I set up like I brought fucking like board games and like the Switch set up. I bought fucking Quiplash in Spanish and we could, like all this shit.
Oh,
right?
It's specifically in Spanish.
Yeah. It was an international, so it had like various languages.
Okay, yeah.
So but yeah, so it was like basically for Spanish. And so like all that, and then like these girls just fucking sucked. Like they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They didn't import anything to like the situation. They just stayed in their Norma and Cider just stayed in their rooms.
How old were they, by the way?
They're my same. They're like 20, 22, 21.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they just like just normal like they were different than how we were just like in class. You know what I mean? Maybe it was like because like I know they're like women and it's like they're more traditional.
The modes, I feel like.
Maybe more traditional. They were uncomfortable with like a guy living with them. Maybe I don't know.
Outnumber you though.
But they like it was always like it's not like we were always alone. It was basically just me and Fernando chilling in the living room.
Yeah.
And they would just like stay in their rooms and like never come out, only to like eat. Only when and like they
that was
would
basically my roommate, dude.
Yeah.
2 dudes.
I know, but like it's like. But like you had like no like prior like friendship before that, you know what I mean?
No, we did.
You did? Like,
yeah, we worked. That's why I moved.
Okay.
We
I
worked
get
together.
yeah.
But that's what's weird was that like we weren't. I don't know how to explain. It's
clicking.
just like
it wasn't clicking.
Like once we started having issues, it just like never went away, and it just nothing changed. But
yeah, so basically they were just lazy from the get go. So like I didn't have an issue with Fernanda, but my issue started with like she would defend her. She would defend them, like she would be like a protector to them.
Yeah, it was just her.
And
gender.
so like she would come to me to like fix it when like I wasn't like they're the problem. Like you should be going to them.
Yeah.
And like telling them to like fucking step up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like do you know what I mean? Like I'm the one who's like trying to like do activities with everybody. Like just like have fun.
Yeah.
Cause like that month the hospital we were all rotating at the same hospital. It was like fucking there was like nothing going on. We would like go in 8, leave at like noon. It's like it was really easy. So we had like the whole day. Like there's no like stress or anything. It's not like no one's fucking tired.
Yeah.
So yeah, like they were just like shut into the rooms, and then me and Fernanda were just like watching Disney Plus movies and shit. And there was a lot of weird tension shit with Fernanda.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And
that's like I said, bro.
Yeah.
It just sounded like it.
And then it was so I don't talk to anyone anymore. I cut them all off. There was a point where like I took down I moved the Christmas tree.
Yeah, no, I remember
and I moved it to my room, and like later that day, like I ended up putting it back.
you can't go back.
No, just
like that.
Cause like I was putting it back, and then Saida leaves. Saida, what fucking pissed me off about Saida? She's the one that pissed me off the most. Is that fucking there's like we had multiple conversations where like I was like. Where like we actually got together and like tried to talk it out, and like nothing would fucking change. Yeah. So, like the second time we got together to talk, I was like, I made a bet with like Fernanda. Like Fernanda was on my side the whole time about them being like lazy and not doing anything. And she's like, how much you want to bet? Like they don't clean up, like they won't pick up their plate and like clean up after themselves. I was like, all right. like I agree with you, so it's not much of a bet, but whatever. And of course they don't fucking do that. And then like later the next day, she we have another like family, not family, but like room meeting.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking imposter shit.
Yeah.
And
I miss that game.
that was a good game.
Yeah.
We had problems playing that game too.
Really?
Yeah. Like I got pissed at them.
They were just dumb about it.
They were just dumb about it, and like they got too far where it was like they were just like they just weren't playing right. You know what I mean? And it's like
sometimes girls be like that.
And it's like, and I got pissed, and then I just like stopped. I was like, I made a promise to like never play with them again, and like I have it. So yeah, it was just like there's a lot of shit that wasn't working out. But a fucking side effect that pissed me off was the second time we talked. I was like, you guys don't even like clean. Like you guys expect me to like prepare food, and then they expect me like to clean all the pots and pans and shit after.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
And she was she's like, no, I did my part. I washed the cutting board. I was like,
easy as shit. Dude.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's like she really thought like she was helping out.
Justified, yeah.
By just like doing one cutting board and that was it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. So I was like, that's when I knew it was like she's just too far gone.
I've noticed like especially when it's like your first time moving out, it's like you're either the mature one that understands what you need to do to run a house, or you run into the people that like they just had their parents always doing that shit for them, and they just naturally just like they subconsciously just assume it's gonna fucking
everything fucking works out.
Like they clean themselves and shit. But yeah, that was my issue too. But going back to like the past with fantasy football, going back to high school.
Okay, we're going way back.
Yeah. I fucked up I realized in my notes because I try to progress timeline wise, but I fucked that up. Okay. How did that all start with fantasy football?
It started in sophomore year. That's the official first year. Okay. It was me, Nick, and Jesus. Yeah. And we just I was playing.
Did everyone like football before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we didn't know. Like, no one talked about it.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
So, like, we're just, like, in the lunch line one time just talking about football. And then I mentioned, like, how I'm going to, like, start playing, like, in a league. Like, it's just, like, random, like, Yahoo League or some shit. Because my uncle was into it. So, like, I was kind of, like, getting into it. And then Nick was like, oh. Like, I think my family, like, he had one that was, like, a family in it or something. Or, like, he knew about it. And then Jesus, like, you know, everybody like watched their like home team and like or something. So like everybody knew football, but like no one had really done fantasy football. They're like, oh, it's like let's do one. And so like it was us three, and we had to find like members to complete the league.
So was it 8 people at first, or like
it was 6?
It was 6.
Yeah, and I was 2 of them. I was 2
of them. Trades must have been very good, but
so yeah, dude, every team was stacked. So
wait, did they know you were the second person?
And
they you colluding motherfucker. That was my other questions. Have you ever truly colluded? And that's already answered. Okay. All right.
So so we fill it out with me, Nick, Jesus. We get Maximilian Pichardo.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve.
I want to know he's alumni, technically.
Steve.
Okay.
Steve, like Nick's friend Steve,
the one that,
Yannick,
you know, like...
who was in college at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
He's that old?
He's like that old.
Dude, I didn't know he was that old.
I didn't like that guy. If we ended up like, I did not like that guy.
No, I remember the context.
He was fucking weird. He was like, it was weird because like we would play like Steam games and he would like join like voice chat with us, like me, Nick, and Chris.
Yeah.
And he was just always talking about like how like he was like fucking wasted or whatever. Yeah. And like how he like how cool his fucking like Catholic school like back tattoo.
Okay, I was about to say back tattoo, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. He's like fucking you're a weirdo for like talking to his kids.
Yeah.
But, like Nick and Chris were like, no, he's cool. He buys his games.
How do they know that?
I don't know. You have to ask Nick on his podcast.
I'll make sure to keep note on that.
So we had Steve, and then the last guy is Anthony Lane, who was me under a fake name, Anthony Lane. I use my same initials as Antonio Lopez.
You swear it was Anthony Lane?
Anthony Lane.
I thought I chose. Didn't I put Anthony Lane?
No, we gave you the story, and then that's what you ran with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because my initials are AL2, so I just
really?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, Anthony Lane, which was just me, and I think they kind of figured out during like last week before playoffs when I traded like Josh Gordon to myself. Or like I didn't play Josh Gordon against myself in the playoffs. Yeah. And they're like, why the fuck wouldn't he play Josh Gordon when he was like his breakout season? He was like the best. And so I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe he just didn't like. He wasn't feeling it. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of it. I ended up winning that year. We don't count that because like the scoring was all fucked up. It was like if it was like a 50-yard catching touchdown, like you get plus 20. It was like
I
insane
kind of fuck
shit.
with that, but just like a little less points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
But like, yeah, it was like 2 different, and then like the following year, we tell like the rest of the guys, like Andrew, Blake, and they're like all into it. So we do it, and that's like the first year with like Levi and shit.
How did Levi get in? Was it Kyle? Kyle just filled.
No, because Kyle wasn't in until the next year.
You guys knew Levi then?
We had
Before
Levi
that? Like, you guys
before,
fucked with Levi?
yeah.
Dude, I did not know
I don't
that.
know. Well, honestly, I'm not sure how he got in. Because I didn't really fuck with Levi.
That's what I'm saying, because I just know him from baseball,
but like,
but
as
I never knew they
yeah,
associated.
maybe, I think it's the baseball connection, like with Andrew and shit.
Yeah.
Cause like me, like I don't.
But even them choosing Levi out of all the other people on their baseball team, anyways.
Yo, we went through a lot of fuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, touche.
Like Parker Bell, I fucking Linnell and Isaiah Washington.
We have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of alumni.
Aaron Two Shoulders.
And then fucking one dude died, but yeah.
Rip. So I just thumbs up the camera.
I was like, I'm not gonna dog shit, but
so yeah, so like that was the first year, and it just kind of grew from there. You got in like technically like the second.
Who did I replace?
Yeah, you
was it Levi? Actually?
Probably like Levi.
It was Levi because I remember his name was on his team actually.
Yeah, Levi. I don't know how many we replaced that year. And then Brady, I always wanted to get Brady in, but he just like there was just like more like closer options that get in. But like I knew that Blake and Brady have been playing fantasy for like since like way before me. Like I remember like hanging out like as a kid and like going to like his house.
What year did it start? Sorry, keep going. Actually, I'll tell you that.
2014, 2013.
No, I'm saying what year did it start getting competitive?
Oh, like I guess the year that Andrew got it and
Okay,
Andrew and Blake and everybody, Connor, basically the Levi year.
Yeah, like what year was it? Like, oh shit, I'm not gonna win this championship.
Well, like for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I win it that year, right?
Okay,
I beat Levi in the championship, and the following year, Blake wins it against Bartolo. Because like Shug.
I was in it.
Yeah.
Damn, I was thinking there was more years before me.
No, it's really just like 1 year before, and then like the fucking weird year where like we started and we didn't really know what we were doing. And then, but yeah, I mean, I won it. When was the last time I won it? Like 2016.
I don't even know.
Okay,
bro.
so it was me.
I just know Nick won it with bullshit on the draft, and that's really all I remember.
So it was
Brady
me
because last year.
It was me, Blake, me.
Me.
No, it wasn't me. It was Nick. He beats me. I made it to the championship that year. It was the worst.
Yeah, Nick's won twice from what I remember.
Nick wins it. I go to the championship. I lose to him from some bullshit.
I was in that year then, right?
Yeah, you were.
Okay.
Yeah, you were.
So that was my first year then.
No, you were in with Blake.
Oh fuck, dude! It's been so long. Dude.
So it was like me, Blake, Nick. Then I win it for a second time, and then Neymar comes in and fucking wins it against Dom.
Fucking Neymar.
And then Nick wins it again, and then Brady just won it this past year, right?
Yeah, Brady won it last year.
So like that's kind of the history.
That's so many years, man.
We got 7 years in already.
So when I joined and shit, I didn't know shit. I fucking drafted Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker on the same team. On top of that, they weren't that great. And
you had backups to your defenses and kickers.
Backups, defense, kickers. Probably would have done a punter, and then because I didn't understand waivers and shit. I had Justin Forsett, and from what I heard, Jeremy Hill was good before then.
He was.
But like, ironically enough, Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker become top 10, turn into a Jets fan. But with the aspect, because I started watching the league because it died now, so it's just audio. But I started watching the league and I thought that was gonna help me learn, but it ended up just being a comedy, you know.
Yeah.
And then
I we stopped talking about fantasy football at the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of bummer,
but I was hoping there'd be like another show like that. But by watching the league, I started like thinking of like, well, shit, like I'll start making these recaps or just talk shit on people or whatever, and it ended up helping me learn. What I didn't know is you guys would watch it in class. Would you guys ever like talk about? Because I was always curious about that shit. Would you guys talk about that shit at lunch or whatever?
Yeah, we would.
When I would post, because at the time, bro, I thought no one was watching that shit.
Really?
No one would say shit.
Dude, that was like the highlight of our day.
Yeah, like. Cause what happened was
like you know how like everyone had Chromebooks back then?
Yeah.
Like, so like usually we'd be at the table and like someone would be like with one open and like chin post it and they're like, oh really? And I remember I'll like check it out and like oh yeah.
That's funny.
They were like literally like we would all just like be at the lunch table and like have fantasy open and just like be like, oh like check out this waiver like shit like that. Like just like talking about fantasy. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty dope, honestly. In high school, lunch would be really cool that way, honestly. But yeah, no, I would just make them, and I just didn't think anyone was watching them, and then I finally just made that one song, the fucking Fantasy Bling.
Yeah, that was.
And till this day, I'm trying to find the original fucking file for that.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, cause I don't know where it's at. Cause
Is
I think
it still on your
that hard drive I told you that disappeared. That had all my former YouTube videos.
Is it not still on your SoundCloud though?
No, it's not on my SoundCloud because I had to delete it to save memories because it's free, but you only have a certain amount of memory to post, and then I had to delete it, and then but yeah, no, I didn't know you guys were watching it until I made that song, and then Blake hit me up about it, and then everyone started talking about it, and then I started knowing that you guys were in the Chromebook. But yeah, no, it was just like I didn't know it was gonna happen, dude. But yeah, faked my own death and shit. But
I always remember the season you fucking went all in on the Dallas Cowboys.
So that, bro, because again, I'm stupid. I don't understand shit. Like I didn't get statistics and rationalities. I just knew that there was a stat saying that the fucking Cowboys go off on Thanksgiving, and there was a lot of Cowboys on the waivers, and I was like, well, fuck, and I think I wasn't gonna make playoffs or something. But yeah, like within that first 2 years, I definitely like got an understanding of value and shit, and like I think at this point I know what I'm doing. I'm just so fucking addicted to like trading and just having like just
blockbuster,
like like the names, like I get caught up on the names and like having like, oh, I got all these people that were former round ones but they're not in time. So that's the lesson like I gotta learn, which I'm gonna apply next year, best believe it. But I'm gonna do my best not to trade. But
honestly, yeah, I think I learned that last season. I was like, fuck, why did I trade at all? Like,
yeah,
I would have had a solid ass team.
Well, you had Michael Thomas, or who did you have?
I forgot. DeAndre Hopkins.
You had DeAndre Hopkins.
But then like Connor's like, you want Michael Thomas for like nothing? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I will. And then he fucking doesn't play. He doesn't play. He's all injured.
And then went to Blake.
And then like. Luckily, I flipped him for like Mike Evans, who was like kind of decent and pretty good.
Mike Evans was worth it. It was just he was scoring touchdowns, just no yards.
Yeah, but it definitely hurt like seeing DeAndre Hopkins like just fucking kill it and like being like I should have just stayed where I was. But
so last transition topic because I gotta go back in time with the cul-de-sac and everything. So like you knew Andrew when you were pretty young, right?
Yeah.
Like when did you guys start becoming friends?
I knew him. The 3rd grade.
Holy fuck.
Third grade.
Okay.
It's like when we weren't in the same class because everyone was on different tracks. I don't even remember like A track, B track,
A track. It got rid of it like randomly.
Yeah. So we were in elementary. Like Blake, I've known since kindergarten.
Oh shit, dude.
That was that AYSO picture soccer. Yeah. Like that's when we were in the same class, but then we ended up being on the same team. And that's how we became like friends.
That was what I was gonna ask too. Like, were you into sports in the sense, like, did you ever want to try out in high school? By the way.
No.
Or you just didn't. Okay.
Because me, I just don't want to practice.
Another Tony.
Yeah. So like, I legit like I like playing.
There's so many good quotes of Tony.
I like playing. I just don't want to practice. Like I hated like not having my afternoon free.
When I wasn't a starter, I hated fucking practice, but like understandably because I wasn't playing. But yeah.
No, but I was pretty good at soccer. Like.
And it was mainly soccer, or did you play any other things?
There was like one season I did like, football. There was one football and then one flag football.
Okay, I was about to say, was it flag or Jaff? Was it Pop Warner?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say you might have been Pop Warner because I was in Jaff too, and that's how like Andrew and Connor Neymar like they kind of knew about me, but I was on a different league or team. Yeah, that's funny. So with soccer, what was your position then?
I was mostly younger, like as a little kid, like before middle school. I was definitely like dominant. I was like you know what I mean? Like I remember like one.
What's your position? Dominant?
No, like like I was the striker, and I would like score all the goals. Like I would like carry my team. You know what I mean? Like not to be like legit. I was a kid. Like I was like the star player. Right? So and like my coach, like you know how you're supposed to like rotate the kids. He would like keep me in. He'd be like, no, like we gotta win this game. Like keep Tony in. And shit.
Like kicking and screaming with Will Ferrell. Like, pass it to Italians. Yeah.
And like my dad was like, no, like you gotta like give other kids time. Or whatever. And I'm like, oh.
I was about to say it takes you to playoffs or all stars. Like fuck it.
Yeah. And so then like around middle school, was like the last year because like I just hated going to practice. I was like a defender. Yeah, I was a defender. I was like a right defender.
Oh damn, doing the grunt work, dude.
Yeah, because like I was just quick.
Uh-huh.
So like I could just run.
Just steal balls and shit. Yeah.
Run like any like I could catch up to anyone who like would pass like the defensive line. So that was kind of it. We were like solid. We got third in like the AYSO like tourney at the end of the year, and then but I was like I wasn't like into it. Like I hated practice. Like I don't like doing practice. I hate having to be told like. Well, that too. I hate like my dad was the assistant coach.
Yeah.
And like my dad's like he's like a really good he was a good athlete back in his day. Like he was legit like a goalie,
like
a goalkeeper,
played it, like in an international league or something like that.
No,
or
like
just college.
as a kicker and as a goalkeeper.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, he's had like garbage bags of trophies that he just throws away because just like space or whatever. But yeah, no, but like he had to drop out of college just because of like class, like grades, and because like just to support like his family or whatever. Because my grandpa was out of the picture or whatever. So whatever. But yeah, no, but he was like legit like all-star like good. So yeah, but like I hate like taking like I don't need your like I hate people giving their advice.
I hate committing.
I hate committing. Yeah, like I hate committing. Like I hate like not having my schedule open. I want to do it like on my own time, like when I want to do it, not when like I have to do it. So I hate deadlines.
just hate life, bro.
Yeah, I just want to do what I want to do. And so that's kind of it.
Well, with Jesus and Nick, like how did you guys all meet?
So like from my current circle, I got Blake in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then that goes through first grade. And then second grade, we add Anthony Vasquez to the group.
Okay.
And then third grade, we add Andrew Ramos to the group. And then fourth grade, we're all like in that dope ass 4th, 5th grade combo class. With,
yeah,
like,
dude,
that was the shit right there.
It always seems like the cool teacher always had the 4th or 5th grade, like the 4th and 5th grade class.
So like that was just like all legends right there.
Yeah.
And then like but you know what's weird is that I always had like an extra like white friend. That like I was
just
like
disposable white friend just in case you needed him.
Yeah, like, I had an extra white friend that I was like closer to. Like you know, like I was like my go-to.
Yeah.
So it was like Chad in 3rd grade. Yeah. Chad in 3rd grade, then he's fucking like they end up like just like moving away or like disappearing. So like Chad in 3rd grade, fucking Odessa and like 4th to 5th grade, like early then, and then fucking after Odessa, fucking Nick comes in at 7th grade.
And he got the full-time job.
And he got the full-time job. He's the current white friend champ right now. So what's cool about Nick was that in 7th grade, it was like me, him, Anthony Vasquez, and then Henry, Lucina.
Yeah.
We all had the same schedule like throughout like 7th grade. So like
all of you had the same, like,
so all 4. So
damn.
Like it was just.
That was my favorite part of middle school, like finding out like who
has the same like, schedule. So we all had the same schedule, and like we just kind of like that's how like that was our group for that. And then like basically like I would I had like Anthony, Nick, whatever. And then 8th grade I ended up like not having a lot of classes with Nick and Anthony.
Yeah.
But I had every single class with Jesus, so that's how that worked. And like I known Jesus since like 4th grade. He was like part of the combo class. So but like that's when we really like.
What elementary school did you guys go to?
Chester Morrison.
Oh yeah, why did I already fucking knew that, bro? I have to pass that every time. But
it's all good. So,
and then you went to MVMS too.
Yeah, MVMS and then Paloma. So then Jesus comes in at 8th grade, and then you know high school. It's kind of just like me and Jesus and Henry at like lunch. That lunch kind of sucked. Freshman year, because like I didn't really have like the rest of the guys, and then like the second lunch is like when we have Nick and Jesus with the fantasy, and then like you know later on it's like the whole fantasy group.
What's weird is that I went to MVMS too. I was a grade above you guys, so it's like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have any recollection of like ever seeing you guys, because you know how there's so many people that you like don't know, but you know their face.
You're like they're distinct. Like you see them like every day.
I never talk to them, but like I
know who that guy, like that fucking backpack.
I don't think I've ever passed you guys honestly, and like
you would think you would know the fucking long hair guy.
Well, I was in 8th grade ASB, so in 7th grade, all the events that we're running in your 7th grade year, I was technically associated with that. So that's what's also interesting.
We didn't do
like,
any fucking events, dude.
Like,
do you think me, Nick, and Anthony are fucking doing events?
They have those set days, like the fair and shit. We did.
We were getting Henry to steal shit from the backpacks in the locker room.
What the fuck? For real?
Legit.
Were you guys like? Did you guys have ethics or just fucking grab whatever the fuck?
I think like there's. There was one time
Dude,
Henry like took a phone and we're like, yeah, that's too far.
That's
like a little too
that'll
far.
That'll get
Henry.
reported.
That one you're gonna have to take back.
Yeah, that's like murder.
But like everything else was like he'll take a few dollar bills or some shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was about to say, how'd you guys open that shit, or just whoever just didn't have a lock or forgot to lock it?
No, like you know how you would leave your backpacks in that fucking square outside?
Oh, when it rained or some shit or
just,
whatever.
I don't remember when, but it was just piled outside.
Yeah.
So like Henry, like you know, people would be running laps or shit or like the mile, and then Henry would be like in the back.
Why would they do that? I do remember that.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
I don't know if they were cleaning it shit or.
No, they never. You never took the backpack into the locker room. Did
you?
Oh wait, no. And Paloma you did, but in VMS you didn't. They would all be in that square outside with all the backpacks, and you had to fucking look for yours.
I could have sworn because we had lockers though.
Yeah, but one for gym clothes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gym clothes.
Okay. Yeah, that was weird, dude. When we would have to change and shit. Like,
yeah, that was.
I always wondered like what the fuck the girls were doing, but did you ever have to deal with stink bombs?
Making out.
Yeah, well, like, cause you know how.
No, I know what you're saying.
Well, cause
it was weird. It was definitely weird.
What happened was like they have those stories of like gyms for girls when they're like in like actual gyms, they're like naked and shit and stuff, and I guess that is normal. So I just for some reason thought in middle school that's what they were also doing. Nude, yeah, like just naked, and I was like,
oh, I definitely changed from like fucking tidy whities to boxers before. Like,
no, I had to go to boxers too, honestly. But did you ever have to deal with like a fucking stink bomb, dude? Because that was like every other fucking week for me.
No.
Fuck.
Well, I did have to deal with a stinky guy. Fucking
gross.
There was this big black guy who had the worst BO.
Yeah, I learned a method of like always having deodorant in the locker, so then it was just a gas mask because like the stink bombs, it just fucking suck.
Yeah, dude. No, I would just go in, change, and fucking out.
But damn, I mean, other than that, I don't fucking.
I got nothing else on the docket.
I got nothing. But do you have any like other topics that you like want to talk? Are you chilling or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep talking until you just want to cut it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have, because I just don't have, like, I've got the questions down, like, in the sense of just, like, the ones I was talking about. Because, the ironically enough, the intro that you did, that was my last. But
was Smash Bros. Or what?
Oh, yeah, okay. So, I was going to ask, like, do you think if Smash Bros. Didn't exist, do you think the Amiibros would have happened?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like, honestly. Because I kind of forgot how we initially became a group. I knew it was Smash Bros, but I forgot like the day. You know what I mean? If you remember, because I know what you're my mind's fucked up from all the drugs, man.
The most like the earliest like clear example I remember is Andrew's birthday with the Super Bowl, Panthers versus Broncos.
Okay.
And but by that time we were already like the Amiibros. It was you, me, Nick, and Jesus like hanging out, and then there's like Andrew enjoying his like party at Pizza Factory or whatever with like his girlfriend at the time or whatever.
How did we make? Do you remember when I think I made it, but do you remember when that shit happened? Like when we made the Amiibros?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back
because I can't think like. Because I don't even have a memory. So,
I think you know what it was. I think before that it was you making the YouTube video.
Oh, okay. So wait, the YouTube video,
the Amiibo tourney.
Oh,
double elimination and everything.
That's how it started?
But we were like friends beforehand. But no, I think you know what it was? Is that we found like me and Jesus found out you were a YouTuber. Yeah. So like we kind of like got into it.
Oh, that is true. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense.
We got into it and then we had those fucking Battlefront streams.
Yeah, and then you guys fucking wouldn't. Yeah. Keep going, bro.
And then we
haunts me.
And then we tried to do that Amiibo tourney thing.
Yeah.
And then Nick got in on that, and then like that's just kind of how it.
Yeah, because I didn't know Nick too well during the Amiibo tourney, from what I remember. Like in this, I don't know. Honestly, my timelines are pretty fucked. Because I remember Nick, my first impression was just the draft night for fantasy football.
Yeah.
And then I don't really remember when we connected. You know what I mean? It just kind of happened. And then Jesus, I just straight up don't remember at all the first time if it was the draft or not. But yeah, like, yeah.
No, but I remember because like I used to like not like to mix friend groups like at all. Like because like I had my separate group of like Jesus and Nick, and then I had like a group of like Andrew, Blake.
Yeah.
And like
I ended up
mixing them for fantasy, even though like I didn't really. I remember at the time I didn't want to.
I want to keep them to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it ended up working out.
Okay, so did Nick know anybody then before fantasy? Like Andrew and all them?
I mean, through like classmates, but not like close like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Nick I never heard of until fantasy, and then like again same thing. He went to MVMS right too. Like never fucking saw him. So and even in high school, Well, I didn't technically see you guys in high school either, but well, for a little bit. But
towards the end a little bit.
Yeah, well, I got you guys hooked up for
Nice.
skip class for pizza. And
I was lame because like we got the fucking scraps, me and Jesus. Because
really?
well, you mean like because like
oh, you got last group, right?
Yeah, all the other guys did already, and then we fucking come in. It's like it's not cool like when it's just me and Jay. You know what I mean?
Do you remember who was like your fucking counselor basically? You
Some
know when
guy
you got
with the
groups?
hat. I don't know.
Probably David or Joey then. Yeah, because dude, it was so weird. Because the whole goal of those things were just to like try to
like I was only in it because yeah. What was the goal?
Well, I told you it's just free class and pizza, but the whole goal of the plus things were we were supposed to recruit people that we thought were getting like bullied or just looked like loners to give them like a chance to make friends. But for me, I just never wanted to fucking approach them. So that's why I was like, I would. My priority was always to get like somebody people fun. Like at first fucking like my homies. Because we were allowed to get one homie, but then I remember I got all you guys in it acting like I didn't know you guys. But yeah, so like that's why it was always just like interesting people. And what was funny was like there were some times where we would commit and do our job right and get those kids, and it was just very fucking obvious. Yeah. Like, oh, like you know, like they know, like there's no cool kids. So then we convinced our teacher about that, and then that's when she allowed us to put friends in and stuff, and yeah, so but but yeah.
Dude, fucking a loser squad.
I mean, it worked.
Did it work? I wonder, like, did anything come out? Like, was there ever, like, some fucking weirdos that, like, were like, hey, you're weird, too?
There were people, like, well, initially they would make friends with us and stuff, and, like, we didn't mind that.
Well, like, that's not a real, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
there's no, you don't continue off of that.
Yeah, you don't fall in love with the whatever, but, but I don't know where I was going with that. But fucking no, there were people that would connect. The thing is that like after that, it's up to them to like make friends. So we never truly saw like long term and stuff. And half the time I just like forget. You remember like Angel Shaftstall, Angel okay, yeah, big booty. So she first moved. That's the first impression we had. She first moved, dude. I remember Julian Garcia, like my best friend for that class. He was like, "Bro, I got this new girl that like came and like I blah blah blah," and like, dude, like just wait. And I was like, I didn't understand. And sure enough, dude, comes in fucking leggings, fat ass, like at the time, like as well, she probably won't see this. At the time, she was like beautiful fucking fat ass cute face, and then as I got older her face started getting a little different. like it was the same face, but like my perception of it started changing. But I think it's because she started hoeing around, and like I just realized. But someone brought it up, and she was like, she's a butterface, and I was like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, okay. But anyways,
oh yeah, I kind of see it now.
But yeah, like I had a first impression with her, and then she like I wasn't into manifesting back in the day, but I manifested her like subconsciously to get into my group because I was just like, fuck. Because we'd be playing games like, when we would like, I forgot what game it was, but we would like run around and shit, whatever it was, bro. I was staring, dude. But she got in my group, and then like we were talking, but the thing was my group, because it had fucking Bama, I forgot his real name, but his nickname's Bama. He just sucked at doing it by himself, so like he had to like be with me, and he was just like he wasn't intentionally, but he's just cock blocking me like while I was trying to talk to her, because you're in the group and I'm just really trying to.
You're trying to focus on.
Yeah, we're really trying, but
feel like that. Oh, that fucking happened one time.
It really was.
And there was they had like a campfire night at the university, which is like basically like you get together and like kind of like sing songs around like a campfire and shit, and play like games like that. And there was one girl that I was like, who's just like a friend now, but I was just into her because she was Swiss. Okay. So I was like, oh, that's like, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
I understand, but I've never met a Swiss.
That's foreign. I want that. So so like we had like the same mentor, like everyone has like a doctor that's like your mentor, and like sometimes you'll like go to their house to have like dinner as a group, and like like throughout, and like they're the ones that like help you out if you need anything or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was with him as my second year, and then she was like first year. She comes in, and she just, I remember like the first impression of her, she was just like kind of like half asleep, like in a hoodie. Like I didn't even like see her because I was behind her, so I just see this phone with the hoodie up, and then like the doctor's just like Salome. oh, you're from Swiss or whatever. I was like, and then like I like hear that, like I perk up. I'm like, wait, what? Who the fuck? And she's like, yeah, and she's like kind of like she was like kind of like half asleep, like saying it. I was like, that's the kind of person I'm into. Because like
honestly, yeah.
Because like she's not like I was like she's just like laid back and like she's definitely like doesn't really give a shit.
It's a Tony vibe.
It's like she doesn't really give a shit. And then turns out that was kind of not the first vibe that she had.
Okay.
She's like way too nice. She's just like super sweet and like a true believer. So.
How did you get cockblocked though?
So yeah. So yeah. So I find out they're having like this like fucking activity at night, right? Yeah. And I hear that she's I think like she was like helping promote it for like her group after like club or whatever. Yeah. And so she's gonna be there. So like, oh, I might stop by or whatever. And so like I go there, and then but there's like this fucking weird like geeky guy with like glasses, and he was like kind of like talking to her, and so like
he thought he had a chance type cock block. Or
yeah,
he just didn't
like,
know what he's doing. Cock
he just
block.
like he was just like trying to have a conversation with her, and so like I try to get in there. And like talk to her and like kind of like take her, but like he was just like not, and so like I ended up just like going like with like 2 other friends, and then I think she like left or whatever, and so I was like, why the fuck did I come here?
Yeah, yeah, those are awkward then.
And so I was like, damn, but yeah, no, she's still cool. She's actually like, she's pretty smart, and she's like one of my best so you want to talk about that? About,
the connections. Yeah, we'll finish it off with that then.
So for med school, I mentioned like everybody has like exams basically from like years before and all that. So like what I did is I helped that year out with like exams for like anatomy or whatever. So like after that, like I basically like established that relationship of like helping them out basically like if I have something
of knowledge.
Yeah, like basically just like give them a little hit and then like you know what I mean
for a little more of theirs.
Yeah. I was like, hey, you need this exam? Oh, cool. Hey, did you do that homework assignment? Because like I hate busy work. I think that's like the main theme of this fucking podcast is me saying I fucking hate doing that shit. Yeah. So
you hate doing a lot of shit.
I hate doing like everything that I just don't want to do.
So if you're told to do it.
Yeah. So like I fucking hate deadlines and all that. So like basically any homework assignment, which is just busy work. I hate busy work. So I think like most things are busy work. So like. And I like exams in a weird way, cause like exams just like test like your knowledge, and like I got that, so like I do it. So so I'll help these guys out with like shit, and it's gotten to the point where like people will just like pass me their stuff, and I just like kind of like pass that on to like other people, and so like I just kind of like exchange between other people, and then like everyone thinks it's coming from me, and like I'm helping them out, but really like everyone's just helping me.
You just get
do
the best
nothing.
of the bunch. Yeah.
And
that's pretty interesting.
But like I do help like exam wise, like so like this Zoomester.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I never heard of that shit.
That was stupid. I regret saying it as soon as I say it.
I didn't give shit about it, but
so Zoomester.
You said it with confidence, but anyways.
Yeah. I totally regret it. So the thing is like it's kind of a lot easier to cheat with exams. Yeah. And so, we're especially with the Google Drive.
Have people been caught up by that, by the way? Like,
kind of. I mean, like, dude, like these fuckers will get into like the school system and change their grades. Like, there's like 10 people who are like suspected of that, and they're like investigating for it.
How the fuck do they pull that
well,
up?
Like,
they just know
there's probably like someone like a family member who has access, and so they can just because like everything's like it's community, so it's like
as well about
everywhere. It's like it's so fucked up. And like you know what's gay is that based on your GPA is like that's where you get to like pick, like in that order is like you pick where you want to rotate in what hospital. So like these fuckers like change their grades and they have first pick of like the hospital. And
okay, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah, so whatever.
I thought they were. I was like, who the fuck knows how to hack like that?
No, it wasn't like that. It was like, yeah. So
they are collusion then.
Yeah, they're no, but like these fuckers, like this year that I'm like with right now, they're totally like, they're fucking dumb, and like everybody like they would get the like anatomy exams, and they would like bring them with them to like study before the exam. Like they would have like the exam from last year, and like the whole guy's
that's
like.
What I did with my DMV test to get my license.
Well, yeah, well, you know what I mean. It's like there's just like no subtlety there, you know what I mean? It's just like blatant, and so like they kind of just have like that infamy of just being like kind of like just shortcuts or whatever, and so now it's like very like hard with like a mirror behind you a double device for Zoom where like it's looking there's one like shows your face and there's your phone that like shows the screen so they see everything. I still got a way around that. I just opened up Discord.
Yeah.
And I have like an outside guy, and he's looking at my screen, and then like he just like I give him like my notes, and he just like goes and like looks it up, and he tells me the answer in my ear, and just like mute my microphone. Whatever.
Just in case there's any government officials.
Yeah. No, but yeah, but like but yeah, so like I'll help out with that, and but I do help a lot, like right now I'm doing really good in cardio. Cardio is like the most, like that's probably like the most important class I'm taking right now.
Okay, I thought you meant like you helping people work out.
No,
I was like
cardiology. I
was like, wait, because you were talking about PE last time, so I was like, you helping people train to get a good grade.
Like, fucking working them out.
Yeah.
So, no, like I'm on pace right now to actually have an exam tomorrow.
Nice pun. But anyways, sorry, keep going.
I'm on pace right now to like exempt the final, just like based on like
that's
how
dope.
I'm doing. I have 2 more exams left, I think, or 3. I got one tomorrow actually.
Right.
I just found out about like this morning, but whatever. I'm killing it. So, but yeah, no, I'm actually like, I'm gonna help out like a few classmates because like they've not been doing good. Like anyone who hasn't been doing good, like I go out of my way to like help them out to make sure they like pass, at least pass. You know what I mean? Because it comes back to like where like I didn't know people were like having the exams from like the year before.
Yeah.
And so like no one helped me out. So like I feel like it's only fair that everyone gets like the same. The same level, you know what I mean?
Communism,
yeah.
Yeah.
We all fail, we all pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
I feel that.
And it's all cool because like these are little cheating fucks changing their grades and shit. It's
yeah,
like,
that's bullshit.
It's
honestly.
bullshit, you know what I mean? So yeah.
But we're at like fucking 2 hours, so if you want, if you got one more thing, let me know. But because we can always do another podcast.
Yeah, I know we're gonna do.
That's what I was telling Dom and shit. But it is a different aspect, honestly. Like, it feels... The way I would describe it, it's like when you first meet someone, you get to have those exciting conversations. Because once you become friends, once you're, like, in a relationship, you kind of, like, lose that need to, like learn more shit. It's just kind of, like, you already know... Like, you more so ask to, like, know. So, like, it's kind of, like, for instance, when we do podcasts, we know each other. But, like, during a podcast, I feel like it opens the door to, like... not revive, but, like we're like not, we don't know each other again, you know, and like, but yeah. But anyway, so the thing
I like talking to you because I like okay. Well,
okay, let me hear.
I talk to you because like I love like learning how people like think, and you fucking like you go through like so many different like phases. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just like fucking love hearing like your point of view. It's just like super.
I appreciate that. I don't like intentionally, but I'm a jack of all trades. Like with like a lot of shit, personality wise, I feel like I've been like 5 different people that just talk the same. But
to finish that off, is what I was leading up to.
My bad.
Is that have you taken the 16 personality test?
Yeah, I like a long time ago, so it might have changed. It probably would have changed by now, but it's like IFNG, I think. It's the one with the green girl with the long hair.
Mediator?
The mediator, mediator. So I was a Libra back in the day, but I think it might have changed, honestly, now. Like, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I just took it recently.
Yeah, it was years ago. Yeah.
And I used to be one, and now I'm a different new. It's basically like one little aspect change.
What's your title?
It's
I don't know the acronyms.
Logician.
Logician? The fuck?
Like logic.
Oh, okay. I was like thinking magician. I was like,
logician. Yeah, but it's basically a play on words. You know
okay, yeah.
But I used to be a logicianist.
What's the difference?
The difference is one is more turbulent.
More anal or what?
No, one is more turbulent, and the other is more assertive. So like I've changed from like being, I guess, more like passive to more like assertive and like which I think is true. I think
it is true. I would say
like
that's weird how it like the two. But anyways, keep going.
But basically like like I'm basically like logical, but I've become more assertive or like more I'm definitely more just self-assured in like my own capabilities and like what I can do and like what I do. Okay. You know what I mean? Like definitely like since high school I think I've changed a lot. That should be the next podcast. Just like
I was about to say
how we've grown.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll do that then. I'll do an update on that. And fucking do the test because I'm pretty confident that it'll be a little different now because I would agree I was a meteor back in the day, but this was years ago and like I still have those aspects, but again it's like maybe I'll be a mediatician or something.
You've like, into something else.
Maybe I'll be whatever turbulent adolescent. But so the tradition that we do from Dom, we didn't know how to fucking sign off. It's a tradition. I'm just gonna it's a new tradition now. So it's just. I'll say my name's Ashton, you'll say my name's Tony, and then we just say and fuck you because we just that's how he ended it. So all right, so my name's Ashton.
My name is Tony, and fuck you.